Hi, I'm here in the Himalayas with Dr. Spero and his wife, Robin Jameson. And we've had a really interesting time walking around this garden because it's sort of revolutionary. Dr. Spero is experimenting with growing in the Himalayan mountains here and really breaking new ground on a lot of things. But he has a lot to say about permaculture, about the soil, the science of the soil. And he and his wife started growing their food because it's a real need here in India to be able to grow healthy food. So Dr. Spero, tell us about your experience. You talked about compost tea and several other good books that people can read to learn about this.
Thank you. I think the most important thing to know is that I'm not a farmer by profession. I'm a homeopath. And we started this farm because there wasn't really a good source of food here, good healthy food. And the best thing I can say is go to the best people to find out the best information. Because as a beginner, you don't have a lot of time to waste. So basically, we went directly to Elaine Ingham's work, and I took a permaculture course online. But if you really want to know about soil ecology and understand about the soil, study her work. She's really the best, and the results of this farm show the results of her work.
Now she's on the web.
She's on the web. She's a great presence, and study her courses and her work, and you'll have a good result in your.
Her name is again?
Elaine Ingham.
Elaine Ingham.
Can't give her enough credit.
She's promoting this thing called the Soil Food Web,
which
is basically you're recreating the living ecosystem in the earth. And that living ecosystem supports itself and is in perfect harmony with what we need as humans to be able to grow food.
I see.
And so once you perfect the soil science, which is really not all that difficult, then the bacteria and fungus, the healthy and beneficial bacteria and fungus in the soil do everything that you need. You don't have to till, you don't have to weed, you have
to weed some.
A little bit. Not nearly as much, but
yeah.
so the work they create drainage through the soil, they stratify the soil, they do everything.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
It really is understanding soil ecology.
And
beginners like us can have great results, really.
And that's really encouraging to a lot of people because there is a lot of people now, like myself, who don't have a lot of knowledge, but are realizing that the importance of health and also working with nature.
In natural medicine, the cutting edge right now is in the understanding of the gut bacteria and its correlation to human health. And so our healthiest environment is a symbiotic relationship with the earthworms, and that is what chemical agriculture is destroying, and that's what the Soil Food Web and the work of Elaine Ingham is replacing.
Yeah, it's the microbes in the soil have a relationship with the microbes in your gut, and we can't say exactly, no one knows yet, but it's pretty good guess and theory that those same microbes in the soil are the same healthy microbes that you need in your intestines.
And the modern methods that are being used and also being introduced here, even in India, and a lot of these large-scale farms and whatnot are working contrary to that, isn't it? I mean, what do you have to say about the whole GMO issue and the pesticides?
Well, it's a horrible thing. I mean, you can't say enough about it. It's such a terrible tragedy. There's a train now from Punjab that goes every night loaded with cancer patients called the cancer train. That is a direct result of the use of pesticides in Punjab. And in India, we know that the average tomato is sprayed 17 times with deadly chemicals before it goes to market.
So it's not just in the United States that we're facing.
It's much worse here.
It's much worse
here.
Yeah.
And also, like before we started the farm and we got so busy, we used to do a lot of trekking in the mountains, and we would actually meet employees of companies like Monsanto who were sending their employees out into these remote villages to try and go take their seeds.
Wow.
Most remote villages.
This is really
that's
bad.
awful. Yeah.
It's and the impact on health is astronomically horrible.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how it impacts health. When we go up to the most remote villages in India and Himalayas, people don't have the same problems that they have down here. Their digestion is pretty good.
Yeah.
They're incredibly strong and vital. And they may drink too much and smoke too much, but they're incredibly strong, and they're eating still mostly their own native foods. As you come down from the mountains, very much what Weston Price found in the 30s.
Yeah.
You come down from the mountains into the cities, you get all different types of diseases, much worse, much more complex diseases. And this is a direct result of what people are eating, as well as the amount of pharmaceuticals that people are taking. Those two things are causing a huge explosion in disease and chronic disease around the world.
It seems to me you have a passion then to try to help India and encourage. You were saying that there is a possibility to turn back towards organic methods here because they're not that far from them.
Exactly.
But they're being pushed in another direction.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's exactly right.
People can see what we're doing, they see the result. And like I said, we're not farmers, and we grow the biggest, best vegetables.
Yeah.
They can see that. Those people who don't know what they're doing are growing these things.
Yeah.
So it can be done, and if everyone can grow one pot of food in their own home, basil plant or parsley plant, and eat some of that every day, you're doing something really revolutionary and amazing.
Yeah.
To change the world and for your own health.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Spero and Robin, thank you so much. In another video, we're going to talk a little bit about compost tea because I think you've done a lot of work in that, but we'll wrap this one up for now.